Right now we have Mike in the studio.
Yes,
Welcome back to the studio, Mike. Happy Malaysia Day to you.
Same to you, and all that. It's a fantastic day. And all that. No, okay.
Amazing. So, of course, you're a business analyst. You come in on the show many a times to tell us about what's trending, what's going on, and what are some of the topics that need to be addressed. Today we're looking at some notes on Malaysia Day.
Yeah. Okay. Today's Malaysia Day. I think while we are attempting to break this record, it's a time also for Malaysians to reflect on this very special day, because you know why? Malaysia is a great country, but Malaysians can make it better if we come together, you know. And there's so much of pride in working for this organization which is trying to attempt this record, because the very fact that Bernama started operations in May 20th, 1968, among its objectives was to, besides news and information, the dissemination of news and information, was to promote integration between Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak. So this in itself was the very essence of Malaysia Day, because when they were formed, you know, the country was formed, they had their own news. They couldn't take news from the news from the Straits Times then, because copyright and all that. So we had to have some kind of a news organization to disseminate news to them. So they will learn about Peninsular Malaysia, we will learn about Sabah and Sarawak. So that is why Bernama, one of the core objectives, Bernama was formed to integrate. So that is what Malaysia is all about. So that's when the Sarawak Tribune, the Daily Mirror, the Sabah Times used a lot of Bernama stories, you know. So most of our bylines came there, and if we go to Sabah and Sarawak, there will be more famous than in Peninsular Malaysia. Our bylines came there.
We'll have like a satellite office.
So it's good to join an organization which not really focuses on profits per se, but we are there to do our national service. That's why when you talk to anybody from Bernama, what did you do? It's our national service, you know. So I think this today is really exemplifies what Bernama is all about, you know.
I agree with you, Mike. And today Bernama still stands tall as Malaysia's national news agency.
National news agency. It's not a news agency, you know. National news agency.
So Mike, I want to ask you, being in this and covering economic news for the last 35 years now, what are your thoughts on the transition of the economy in Malaysia? You know, what were your experiences throughout
during the formative years and the developmental years, about late 70s and 80s and the 90s, was phenomenal development, because we were like the growth
trajectory,
era, you know. So, and the current Prime Minister, who was the Prime Minister then, really took us from agri to manufacturing to construction to services, you know. So we've done very well, and we had this really gift of God. We had crude oil all underground, you see. So
we found gold.
We found gold, liquid gold and all that. So that really helped us and all that. But what happened is that over the years, we came out with a lot of good policies, but to be really critical and to be honest, the policies themselves were very novel and noble, but the implementation sort of deviated, you see. So we had a lot of issues, so which is why now we have issues like affordability, affordable housing, you know, high cost of living, you know, and high cost of things, raw materials and all that. So we need to really get our act together, which is why I'm really glad that the Prime Minister and the government announced that this shared prosperity vision about a few months ago, and they had a special meeting on Saturday, you know, while we were rehearsing for this record day, and they had a special meeting, no holiday for them, to talk about details about the shared prosperity vision. And I think details will be announced during the budget on October the 11th, you see, and it will be implemented starting from 2020 for a 10-year period to really bridge the disparity in income between the rich and the poor, between the rural and urban areas, between the states, you know, Sabah, Sarawak and Peninsular Malaysia. So it is really a very noble objective, and I want to see this government to ensure it's implemented in the right way, no deviations here and there, you know. So that's very important, because the people have been clamoring for to lower the cost of living and things like that. So these are all very important ideals contained in that vision. So let's really support this government towards that end. Let's not deviate, you know.
Of course. All right, so we almost had a caller, but I guess a line dropped. We're still waiting for our viewers to call in and give us the right answer on who designed the Malaysian flag. We're of course celebrating Malaysia Day right here as well, and we hope that all of you out there, it's been another long weekend, so everyone's, I'm sure, having a lovely time as well. Let's quickly, we've been talking about, some really interesting points on the history, but also now moving forward and looking ahead. How would you analyze the current economic scenario, and of course challenges then? We've got some challenges now, and what are some of the challenges you might foresee we might have to face?
Okay, for example, you go out, the haze is there. It's a challenge for Malaysia. It's an external challenge. We can't do anything about it. Likewise, in the economics front, there will be challenges from beyond our borders, the US, China, trade war. But going ahead, we nearly need to change the way we do things. You know why? According to the World Economic Forum, they predict that 65% of the global population, whatever jobs they are doing now, in about a few years' time, they won't be doing those jobs. They will be doing jobs that have not been created right now because of the digital revolution.
Right, you were talking about Industry 4.0 and people having to adapt.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely, yes, I was. Yes. Because we have a caller on the line. We're super excited. We're about to give away, if the caller gets the answer correct, Diana from Selayang. Hello, happy Malaysia Day to you.
Hi.
Hi, apa khabar?
Hi.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm so good.
How are you celebrating Malaysia Day?
Is she still there?
Diana, you should step away from the TV.
Yeah.
Okay, great. How are you celebrating Malaysia Day today?
I'm enjoying with my family today. We spend all time for the whole day today.
Oh, that's lovely.
All right, the question was, who designed the Malaysian flag? Do you have the answer?
Yeah.
Tell us.
And can you tell us who
So
it is?
the answer is Mohammed bin Hamzah. Is it correct?
Are you sure that's the answer?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You are absolutely right. Well done.
Congratulations. You just picked up yourself vouchers to dine at the Top Penang. Thank you very much to our sponsor as well. And have a lovely time with your family. Say happy Malaysia Day to everyone at home.
Yeah, that's right. Happy Malaysia Day from us.
All right, so resuming our conversation before that, a very exciting moment. Of course, we're talking about Malaysia Day and the formation as well, and some of the historic points moving forward, what we can foresee in the future. Yeah,
like Diana who called just now, I think she represents the youth and all that. One of the messages to the youth is that although they might have university degrees and all that, and they come out, they think that's sufficient to get a job. No, I think they really need to really upskill their technology, your digital skills, things like coding, social media. Those are important things to really equip themselves in a digital world. And this digital world is not confined to Malaysia. They are within our jurisdiction. It is regional, it's global, So it will disrupt. Look at the banks, banks are sort of consolidating. Once you have automation, you have no need for tellers. It's already happening, So many other areas that these disruptions will happen. And automation is claiming jobs. So for the young people out there, and because of Malaysia Day today, it's a time of reflection of how they need to equip themselves going forward, not to solely dependent on the degree that they get from the colleges and universities. So that's a challenge for them. And even we ourselves, whatever we have learned so far,
nothing is secure.
Inadequate.
Nothing is secure.
Absolutely. I guess, will have to be, fully equipped. In the classroom and outside as well, University of Life, you need that qualifications as well.
It's always fluid going
forward. You're not only talking about resilience, you're also talking about adaptability, because you did say that the jobs of tomorrow might not even exist today.
Yeah. 10 years ago, was the e-hailing or the Grab food? Right? No, right? You never thought about it.
All right, guys, we need to take a quick commercial break here as we come to you live, 24 hours of multi-language broadcast happening here as we attempt to make the Malaysia Book of Records. All right, so we'll